To generate the time series charts and the descriptive statistics on slides 4 and 5, we need to open the dataset first. The dataset to use is called USA. You can open the PDF file online and copy and paste the command lines into the command window in stata. So we use USA and we clear all the variables in the system. Then we generate the data variable as we did before, then specified we are dealing with the time series data. So the data are ready for analysis. Then we will use some command lines to generate the line chart. So here I use QUI, that's a shorthand of quietly. So quietly generates this chart, which means we are not going to put any result in the result window. And here, name, this is basically give a name of this the line chart that we're going to generate, because we're going to generate quite a large number of charts. So by giving them names, it's easier for us to retrieve them later. We also use a parameter called replace. So this command basically just overwrite any existing charts with the same name. So when you are running this program again and again, it's helpful to use this replace just in case you might have already generated a chart with the same name in previous steps. If without this, the system will stop, just warn you, you have a chart there already with the same name. I'm not going to do anything further. So let's submit these two lines. That will show us, okay, we have two charts generated. One is GDP, another one is a difference, first difference of GDP. We will leave them there for the moment. And you may notice that it's going to be useful if we can put them side by side and make comparison, like what I did in my PowerPoint slide. The way to do that is use a new command that I'm going to introduce. It's called graph. So use graph and tell the system that we would like to combine the two charts together, and we give them name already. One is called GDP, another one is DGDP. That's the first difference of GDP. So if you submit this line, stata will generate the chart for us. So we have the GDP one on the left-hand side and the first difference of GDP on the right-hand side. So that looks, it's easier for you to identify, to make comparison. We will use the same command to generate line charts for the other three time series. So inflation rate, federal bonds rate, and 3 years bond rates. So both the level and the first difference. You may notice that I put Y line and 0 in the set of brackets over there. So this basically means I would like to draw a horizontal line at the point when Y equals 0. So I did that because I wanted to find out whether the mean is fluctuating around the 0 line or not. So let's submit all those lines. So individual charts are generated over here. As we have already noticed, it's not easy for us to make comparisons if they're separated. So let's use the graph command to combine them so we can see them in one chart. I also use COLS2. That basically means what I would like to put all the graphs in two columns, put them side by side so that I can make comparison. So let's submit this command line that basically combined all the diagrams we have generated in previous steps. So this is the result. You basically can put all the charts in one page, so it's easier for you to see, and you can definitely put that right line into this diagram as we did before. So I will leave that to you. This is a nice tool to have, and particularly when you're writing a paper or a dissertation, and you have several charts you would like to present, you can use this command to combine them together. So this is the graph. How about the statistics? So if we want to generate descriptive statistics for the whole data set, This is the command to summarize. So if you just write summarize and nothing, it will summarize, give a summarization, give a descriptive statistics for all the independent variables that you have. So in total, we have 104 observations. The system gives the mean, standard deviation, minimum, and the maximum values of each variable, and it's summarized in the table. What if we would like to divide the sample into two subsample periods? We divide in half. And then we calculate the statistics for both of them separately. And we also would like to have a descriptive statistics for a first difference. This is how to do it. We still use summarize. However, we would like to specify the variables we would like to summarize in the table. So those are GDP, inflation rate, those two boundaries, then the first difference of those variables. So 8 variables in total. We also use if. That's a condition. TIN, that means times within this range. So that's the starting point all the way to the midpoint that we would like to make the cutoff. So that's the cutoff point. Then if you submit this line, you will have a descriptive statistics for the level and the difference. So the first difference and the level, and it's up to the fourth quarter of 1996. As a result, the number of observations is 51. So similarly, we can also request the descriptive statistic for the second half of the sample. Because it's all the way to the end of the sample, you actually can omit the last period. The system will just go all the way to the end of the data set and then stop there. So if you press enter, you will see, okay, here, the first part is the descriptive statistics up to the fourth quarter, the last quarter of 1996. Then starting from the first quarter of 1997, we have this descriptive statistics. So those are the numbers on my PowerPoint slide. You can make some comparison. There might be a little bit difference. It's just rounding error.